Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Relix, and today we're going to go over just a few things over the Kings' first home preseason game of the new year of 2023-2024. Unfortunately, I can't get footage for the game itself, but I did go to the first home game of the preseason. All the games have either been they started in Australia. They've been in other arenas, they've been on the road, so it was nice to see the Kings in front of their home fans and at Crypto.com Arena. And I did go to the game. We get my package gets one free preseason game, and so this is the one we went to. And we went against the rival Ducks, the Anaheim Ducks, so it was a good game. They didn't have their best lineup, unfortunately, but it was a good chance for me to see our Kings at their full strength. As far as I can tell, this was probably going to be like 95% sure this is the lineup that we're going to start the season with. The only alternatives would probably be like Spence or Clark playing the third pair right D. Yeah, otherwise, I think they're the only ones who really switch out. Oh, and the goalie. Cam Talbot played today, and or for this game, I should say, and it wasn't Copley. Copley was actually backup, but I'm thinking it's definitely going to be Copley as starter, of course, with probably Rittich as the first backup. But that's just my opinion. So I'm just going to show you guys a few pictures that I went to the game. So first, this is the one I took. This is where I'm sitting. I'm in the 300 section, all the way up there. As you guys can see, this is pre-game, before the game started. The Zambonis are going. You know, ice looks great. The atmosphere is great. So everything looked awesome. And the Kings, they came out running. Honestly, it was a really good game. I'll tell you the score at the end, unless you guys have already seen it. Here's me. Yay. I have my mask on because there's a kid behind me that was coughing a lot. Like 90% of the game, I swear he was coughing. 90%. That's like 2 hours and like 50 minutes or something. It was ridiculous. Anyways, so let's get started. First off, this is after the first period. This is the stats. Let me zoom in real quick. So this is after the first period. As you guys can see, Kings are winning 3-0, and the game stats show we're shooting more, we were winning face-offs, we scored on the power play, they did not, and we were being out-hit, but that's because they're doing a lot more defending. And as you can see, 0 block shots for us, 7 block shots for them. So the Kings right away got off on a really good start. And like I said, credit to the Ducks though too, they weren't playing with their strongest lineup. They had some good players in there, like Fowler, and they even had Leo Carlson going, but none of them were really like the best players. So I'm not really familiar with the entire Ducks roster, but you know, they weren't exactly pushovers either. They were definitely trying their best out there, but they did seem a little bit unorganized, and I think that's why the Kings did better. As far as the Kings though, again, if you guys have seen my player reviews, you guys will know how I feel about some players. Maybe like players like Byfield, Dubois, Fiala, Kaliyev, you know, people who I feel like need to step up and play their best hockey, you know, improve on the mistakes they made during the last season. And to my points, I think they all did amazing for the most part. Let's go over to the scoring. So, to start things off, Kevin Fiala getting a point. He got a goal. He got the first goal. Beautiful wraparound. And it was a beautiful pass from Dubois and Kaliyev as well. So again, there's 3 of them right there I just named. That was the names I just threw out there because I know they had issues. And Dubois is new, so he would have maybe hard time transitioning. But again, they're right there. Right off the first 4 minutes of the game going by, and Fiala has the first goal. It was a beautiful wraparound. I thought the passing from all lines, all forwards, all D. I thought everyone played a superb game throughout the entire game. The Kings lineup looked absolutely stellar, and this shows, going 3-0 in the first period against the Ducks, regardless of how strong the Ducks were, it was pretty good. The Kings looked fast out there. Second goal, again, leading scorer, Adrian Kempe, or leading goal scorer, I should say, Adrian Kempe, and he was assisted by Arvidsson and Doughty on the power play. So it was a beautiful setup, and the pass from Arvidsson, and in fact, Fiala was the one who held the puck in at the blue line and chopped it down for Doughty. Doughty made a pass down low to Arvidsson, and then it did a huge cross-crease pass to Kempe that I honestly thought, watching it live, there's no way it was going to go in. I thought Gibson, the goalie for the Ducks, had it for sure, but Kempe found a way, and yeah, it just went in. It was beautiful one-timer, and the power play looked absolutely amazing. Third goal, Grundstrom with Gavrikov and Lewis. And again, this doesn't show it, but fourth man, Blake Lizotte. He entered the zone, took a massive hit at the blue line, but he got that puck in deep. Lewis, he followed up, went to the corner, and passed it to Gavrikov for a shot, and then Grundstrom picked up the loose change inside the crease. So again, it's a greasy goal in which Grundstrom just went straight to the net. He crashed it, and he got a goal for it. I think that is just showing that, hey, people even like Gavrikov, we're not afraid to shoot. Anyone can shoot, get the rebounds, put it in. Get goals from anywhere. And I thought it was a beautiful goal. Not beautiful, but I thought it was a beautiful play by Lizotte to get the puck in, and the fourth line gets to work. So the fourth line is centered by Lizotte, with Lewis on his right and Grundstrom on his left. Of course, they could switch at any time as well, but they all played amazing. And I thought, honestly, the fourth line was very good. Very, very good. So let's go here. Face-off percentages for the first period, Kopitar 60%. Danault won 100%. Now I'm assuming he only I think 11 face-offs won in the first period. I think Danault only took a couple, but Lizotte 83%. Dubois unfortunately did not do good. I noticed that throughout the entire period that he was not winning his face-offs. So that's why I wanted to pay attention to these stats, because I knew right off the bat that Dubois was not doing so good as center. But I just want to do a comparison sake just to see how we're doing in general. Go to the second period. So that is the second intermission. So this is after the second period. Ducks got one goal to try and get back in this game. As you can see, the shots are still in the Kings' favors. Face-off percentage evened out a little bit more. Power play, they got another chance, but they didn't score on it. As you can see, the penalty minutes increased. Hits, we evened it up a little bit, and block shots, they got more chances in the second period. It was definitely more in their favor, but at the same time, the Kings were still very good. They definitely played a strong, forechecking game in the entire 60 minutes. And defense-wise, honestly, the goal against, it was on a 2-on-1. So, those are the kind of it was a breakdown. It was a defensive breakdown, and unfortunately, the Kings didn't defend well enough. But I thought overall, the entire game, the Kings did absolutely amazing with the back check. Both forwards and defense were coming back and playing really, solid hockey. Both 200 feet, full 200 feet of the ice, all lines. Scorer, Liaison. Not sure if how you pronounce his name. I'm going to go with Liaison, with Zach Cassian and Rako Gudis. Those two played a pretty heavy checking game as well. And so, yeah, they got a good one there. Couldn't say, they got a lucky one. It was a good goal. The Kings messed up with a bad pinch by, I believe, Mikey Anderson. Doughty coming back, and unfortunately couldn't break it up, and they scored. And second period, face-off percentages. Everyone goes down, of course, but Lizotte and Danault are specifically I'm paying attention to, and as you can see, they got 78% and 75%. So Lizotte is a big key to the team. Honestly, everyone says, oh, the Kings have the great 3 centers in Kopitar, Dubois, and Arvidsson, and Deneau. And yet everyone forgets that Blake Lizotte is there. Everyone. And I just want to make sure, not just because I like Lizotte as a player, but I want to make sure that he gets the recognition that he deserves. He is one of the Kings' best players, if not one of the hardest working players on the entire team. And no one in the league recognizes that because one, it's West Coast, everyone on the East Coast is sleeping, no one cares. But man, people need to watch Blake Lizotte. He is absolutely amazing. He is probably the Kings' best forechecker. He gets in the greasy areas, the boards. He gets his body down low and into everyone's faces, and he wins faceoffs. And as I mentioned in my player reviews, he has never been less than 50% in his faceoffs throughout his career with the Kings. So this was just amazing, and unfortunately Dubois just added to his losses, unfortunately. So that's what happened in the second period. And then the final 4-1 Kings. We scored one more goal, and as you guys can see by the shots, we truly dominated. We truly dominated by that time. And face-offs, we took a lead. Power play, we didn't score on another one, but that's okay. They didn't either. As you guys can see, the rest of the shots, 25 block shots for the Ducks. They did a good job defensively as far as getting in the way, but we had some amazing plays, like absolutely amazing plays. Honestly, the score should have been like 1-7. The Kings' plays were just absolutely gorgeous. If this is the kind of team that we're going to be looking at during the regular season, honestly, making the playoffs will be a no-brainer. So, going to the final stats. Shots on goal. You can also see the goals by period. Shots on goal here. So as you can see, Ducks definitely dominated the second period. They had more shots and more opportunities, not to mention they scored. But we controlled the first and third, hands down. Yeah, it wasn't even a close game, to be honest. Third period goal, scored by Blake Lizotte with Grundstrom and Lewis. So, that being said, that is Grundstrom's and Lewis's second assist each on the night. Blake Lizotte's first points, but it is a goal, and it was even strength, and it was on a hard forechecking shift. Get shots on, and good things happen. I believe it went off of Gibson into the air, and then Lizzie picked up the loose change and he put it in. Funny thing is, when Lizzie scored the goal, he didn't celebrate at all. In fact, he looked actually kind of upset about it, which was very shocking. And that will actually show the final result here. This was the final result, and this is his face going down the line. Like, as soon as he scored the goal, he kind of like looked depressed about it. And I was kind of wondering why. Never really knew why, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. Just to reinforce it again, like I said, Blake Lizotte is a huge part of the team. Finishes with a 69%. That should be over a 70 because the last face-off he kind of didn't care about, so he just kind of let it go. It was like literally 8 seconds left in the game. He didn't really care about that face-off, so it should have been a 70% or higher. Deneau finished with 79, Kopi 50, and Dubois 30. So, as you guys can see, 4-1, that's it. That was the game. And honestly, I was excited. I was happy. I'm very happy with the result. It was a really, really, really good game. Strong game by the Kings. And it's hard for me to even say I would want to pick a player to say that was the worst on the team. But as far as reviewing the game and the Kings themselves, I will go into depth about that. So first, I'm going to choose my number one star, because in preseason they don't choose the stars, so I'm going to choose my number one star. It was definitely Trevor Lewis. Trevor Lewis was definitely the best forechecker. He made the best plays. He made passes. He may not have scored a goal, but he was hands down the hardest working player on the ice today, and I think it showed. He got 2 assists, which is 2 points to lead the team with Grundstrom, who also got 2 points. the fourth line in general was absolutely amazing. And so for my second star, I definitely give Lizotte one of the stars. He played an amazing game, hard forechecking, and then my third star, I'll probably say Fiala. I felt like Fiala definitely played a solid 200-foot game. He improved over the offseason, that's for sure. Or the coaching staff have reevaluated the way he should play, and he backchecked, he forechecked, he got in on the all the areas of the ice and played an absolutely amazing game. And I couldn't have been happier for his improvement. And the only thing he didn't improve on was he took a slashing penalty. It was an undisciplined one, and yeah, it was just not good. But other than that, his overall style of play has definitely improved, and I thought that was the most important thing. That's why I give him my third star of the game. I would say Talbot. I would say Talbot should get a star too, because he did make some good saves, but it was only 16 saves on the night, and they weren't exactly like super grade A chances for the Ducks, so I can't say he was a star. But overall, the Kings were all amazing. Everyone played their parts. Everyone contributed. If I had to pick a couple people to be the worst on the team tonight, I'm just going to go with the guys who weren't as noticeable. Englund, the new guy on the defense, the left D, he was Spence's partner. I saw Spence all night. I thought Jordan Spence was just shooting left and right, getting in on net, getting on the action. But Englund, he was kind of invisible. I didn't really notice him too much. He had a couple good hits. He also had the tough hit of the game as well. But overall, it's just his play was a little lacking, not there. And then obviously for forwards, I could choose a couple people. I'm going to start with Arthur Kaliyev. He had a very bad night as far as staying disciplined. He got hit a couple times, and there was one where he got up immediately, saw one Duck player who wasn't even the guy who hit him, and he went charging right at the guy, and he used his knee-on-knee contact to hit the guy. I think the Duck player was okay as he got off the ice, and I think he came back. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not really sure who he hit, but it was a very retaliatory play. Honestly, I was not surprised if he got kicked out of the game, or at least a 10-minute misconduct. But it was just a minor penalty for kneeing, and the Kings and Ducks played on. But as far as overall performance, it was he played hard. Kaliyev did play hard, but he was definitely being bullied, and he didn't like it. And in the end, he kind of paid for it. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. The other player I had to say was disappointing was Dubois. So not just because his face-off percentage was horrible, but he just didn't make the right plays. I mean, he even got a breakaway early on in the first period, and instead of taking a shot or deking out, the goalie, he passed it backwards to his winger. I believe it was Kaliyev or Fiala, and the crowd's like, what? Like, why would you do that? It was a really weird play, weird decision. It wasn't just that, but there were many options that he had throughout the game, and he just didn't pass good. He didn't shoot. He didn't take his chances to shoot, and that just led to a lot of either turnovers or just like the rushes coming back the other way. He backchecked nicely and got in on the battles on the boards, but his overall play was a little lacking, especially for someone who's going to be our number 2 center. So again, with that second line being Dubois as center, Kaliyev on the right, and Fiala on the left, it was kind of a one-man show for Fiala tonight. Dubois and Kaliyev definitely did not play to their best games, and so it showed. And so if I had to pick worst players, it'd be Kaliyev, Dubois, and Englund. Best players, honestly, all of the fourth line and Fiala. Not to say first line didn't play good either. I definitely thought, and this is going to sound so bizarre, but I'm praising Lizotte, and in my player review, he was paired up with who? QB, Quinton Byfield. Quinton Byfield, my goodness, he didn't get as much ice time. In fact, I think Lizotte got more ice time than him. But he played with Kopi and Kempe, and man, he did exactly what I asked for him to do in my player review. He used body first. He forechecked. He backchecked. He skated really hard. He skated well. Again, he didn't get any points, but he played an amazing game. I couldn't ask for more. So yeah, he didn't get on the score sheet, but he did everything I asked for him in the player review. If you guys haven't seen that, please go check it out. Yeah, I couldn't ask for more. It was an absolutely spectacular game by Quinton Byfield. Honestly, one of the better players of the night as well. Like, I can't say it enough. I'm not trying to say, like, you know, he doesn't have the potential to do it, but it's just he hasn't shown it yet throughout the entire time he's been with the Kings, and this game definitely gave me a glimpse into that. Even in the Australia games, you know, a couple weeks back, he didn't play as hard as he did in this game. So something from then to now definitely changed, and it definitely worked. He was a different player, a changed player from what I've ever seen before. So if he continues to play like that, he will definitely get more goals than just 3 on the season, and he'll definitely be a top end player if he can, you know, continue that in that trend of going up. Kempe is still Kempe, still skated hard, skated around, and scored a goal. Honestly, I don't think he lost his touch. I think he's gotten better. So I did say he wasn't going to score 40 goals this season. I may have to take that back, but it's yet to be seen, of course. But it definitely looks possible the way he was playing. As far as singing praises of anyone else, Roy was still pretty solid, pretty stable on the blue line. Gavrikov, a little bit more offensive than I think he should have been at times, but he definitely still played a really good game. And then, of course, Doughty, solid defense. Not enough offense, I think, from him. I think Mikey was pinching more than Doughty was. But, that, of course, that's just me, you know, thinking back on it. But, of course, it did lead to the goal against with Mikey pinching at the wrong time. And Doughty was the only guy back. So, that was unfortunate. But, overall, final thoughts. I just want to say the Kings played again, like I said, all video, they played an amazing game. I can't say enough. Everyone did exactly what they needed to do in order to contribute to the team and get the win. Again, it's just preseason, so it's not like, you know, it really mattered, but definitely gave me a glimpse into what I could see during the regular season, and definitely what, you know, has changed. And I think the changes to the team have actually worked out really well. Again, it is just the Ducks. It wasn't their strongest lineup, and it wasn't exactly, they're not exactly the top end teams like, you know, the Lightning or the Avalanche, you know, or Hurricanes, Devils. But it is a step in the right direction, and if the Kings do play like this against those teams, it may not be a landslide of a score, but, you know, be pretty even, if not come out on top. So, I know I didn't do any reviews for any other preseason games, but because I went to this one, I definitely wanted to do a review in person, you know, per se, and I was not disappointed. It was an amazing game, and if you guys missed it, you guys missed out. So maybe go over, watch a replay, go watch highlights. Sportsnet usually has highlights on games. I'm not sure if they did this one. If not, you can go on Bally Sports to watch the replay as well as any highlights as well from that game. But yeah, going into this season, we only over less than a week. No, we're more than a week away. We're about as of right now, we're 10 days away from the Kings home opener, and I'm excited. I'm ready for hockey. It's here. I'm ready to watch Kings hockey. Unfortunately, I'm going to be a little tight on the schedule for that home opener, but I'm going to try to make it work and do another video just like this one. But as far as any other preseason games, I'm not sure if I'm going to do another one, but I will try and do video reviews on the games for almost every game if I can going into this season. So I'm definitely going to try and do a lot more King stuff this time around, and hopefully you guys enjoy the content. But for now, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for sticking around this long if you guys have, and you know, I know it was a little bit long. It was actually a little bit longer than I wanted this to be, but going over the whole game, I think this is a good step into showing how I may do my videos in the future. So we'll see. It's a work in progress, that's for sure. But I just really wanted to highlight that the fourth line of Lizotte, Lewis, and Grundstrom, absolutely amazing. Please share it. You know, go back, go watch this, go watch them. They played the best game of all the Kings lines. Make sure you guys recognize that. Honestly, Lewis was number one, hands down first star. I am so happy he's back. I wish he never left the Kings, but the Kings wanted to go younger, and unfortunately that didn't work. And I'm so happy that Lewis is back. He was always a solid two-way forward, and he still is. And with Iafallo gone and Lewis in, it's like they're the same player. They're like the same player. Lewis may not score as much as Iafallo will have, but Lewis is still a hard-working player, and I'm so happy he's back and playing with Lizotte, no less, because those two are both hard-working, and together they are unstoppable. And whoever their winger is, be it Grundstrom, you know, or someone else who comes up, I think they'll all work together really well. I think it's a great line. So thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button. Comment down below if you guys have anything to say. Do you agree with what I have said? Do you disagree? Let me know. Kings fans, let me know. Please share my channel as well. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more Kings content, as well as any gaming content as well if you guys are here for the first time. And yeah, we'll continue to make these videos as the season goes on. Season, like I said, is 10 days away from this video. So hopefully we continue to see what we saw tonight for this game. So thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.